Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Super Sleepy Gamer. I'm here to do a review on probably my newest game that I'm going to review. A game I've been losing a little bit of sleep over in the past couple weeks. Uncharted 4. Alright, have you ever heard of that game? It's made by a company called Naughty Dog. Alright, now they have a very detailed history. Let me try to briefly go through it. They did a game on the Sega Genesis called, I think it was Rings of Power, something like that. But the thing about that game is, if you have a Genesis controller, all right, you can hold some of the buttons, and then you turn the power on, and then the logo, instead of being the Naughty Dog logo, it's actually a topless woman. That's right, they did that on the Genesis. You can see 16-bit nipples. You don't have to, I'm sure you can go on YouTube and find that video. I'm sure the clip is there somewhere. So Naughty Dog did that, and then Uncharted 4. That's pretty much their entire history. But as you can see, that is a number 4, which means that there is three. Let me explain this actually. This is Tomb Raider. Alright. I'm holding this because I happen to own just the digital version of Uncharted 4. So I don't have that to show you. I'm holding this, and I'll tell you why later, a little bit later. So, the history, but I'll be holding this. Now, the series itself, it answers a very deep and personal question everybody asks themselves at some point in their lives, and that question is, how good could a game look if Sony came to you with a blank check? Alright, now the first one, the story is sort of about Nathan Drake. He wants treasure. He wants to get rich. He's looking for treasure. Hijinks occur. He gets shot at. Things don't go his way. He doesn't get any treasure. All right, that was part 1. Part 2, Nathan Drake. He wants treasure. He looks for treasure. He gets shot at. Hijinks occur. He doesn't get any treasure. Part 3, you're Nathan Drake again. Again, he wants treasure. He looks for treasure. He does get shot at. But this time, instead of hijinks, shenanigans occur. And then he doesn't get any treasure. So that's the story of part 3. But we're talking about part 4. This is the newest one. The story's a little bit different. I'll get more into the story of part 4 soon. But see, here's the thing. They all have... They're fun because you can explore, but they all have some sort of sci-fi element to them, kind of like the Indiana Jones series always has something weird. First Uncharted had zombies, so that was fun. The second Uncharted had possessed monster trains, and you had to fight them by climbing, sort of like the Colossi in Shadow of the Colossus. You had to climb it, stab it in its eye, or some bullshit like that. The third Uncharted had there was drugs. I don't know what they were thinking there, but women. There was women in the series. There's an old guy. So that's the gist of the whole series. The supernatural thing in part 4 is that there's this magical rope, and Nathan can use this. It's kind of like a grapple rope, but he uses it and he jumps and he tries to get away from the rope, but no matter what he does, the magical rope appears back on his waist. He doesn't know how it happens. It's frightening. Now you may have seen trailers for it. I'm going to spoil some things that happen really early on in the game, so don't worry. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. I won't ruin it for you. But you probably know that he has a brother. All right, now that brother shows up, and people were wondering, like wait a second, we played 3 games that span like 10 years of his life. Why don't we know about this crazy brother? Alright, so when you're watching it though, it explains it very clearly. When you're playing the game, it clearly explains to you that the reason we haven't heard about the brother before is because the writers use it as a tool to make the story more dramatic in this one. This one's a little bit, again, it's different. It's not just about Nathan Drake, wanting treasure. In this one, the story is more about Nathan is a little bit older now, so he's trying to live a little bit of a more normal life, but he's tired. He's not real happy. See, he's not real happy because he's married to this pretty adventurous, smart, successful woman. And that's just not, it's not his thing, you know? So in this one, he decides to go, you know, like on an adventure with two older men, all right? It's a very sad game, too. It's very emotional. And I'll tell you why. Because this shouldn't ruin too much, but when you're playing the game, you go through scene after scene pretty fast. The game's pretty fast-paced. And it looks amazing. I mean, again, blank check, right? What can Sony... Now, every environment has amazing props, like really beautiful stuff. Like you know that there was some poor artist, poor schmuck in their studios working until the wee hours of the morning trying to make the proper shader and the proper material for this little thing. And you know what you do in the game? You go, you run right past the fucker. So the whole time I'm sitting there playing the game and I look at this beautiful set piece and this beautiful thing and I'm like, oh, that poor guy. I know somebody's suffering and nobody's giving it, nobody appreciates it, nobody cares. In fact, he was probably laid off when the job was done. I also wanted to talk a little bit about why I have Tomb Raider here. Now, here's the thing. They took the template of Tomb Raider and they decided they wanted to make everybody who thought to themselves that, well, we like Tomb Raider, but we're a little upset that there's 0% penis on the main character. So what they did was they made a game similar, but they added 100% more penis to the main character. So it's Tomb Raider plus penis. So I could go on with the story, but I don't want to ruin it for you. So I'm not gonna, there's hijinks, like some previous ones. He does get shot at. But I'm not going to tell you whether he gets treasure or not. That's up to you to find out. One negative I find with the game, and this could be a positive. This is actually something that you could argue with somebody about. But the brother in the beginning of the game wants you to come join him. Now, it is a new requirement. Every Naughty Dog game requires you to start out as a child. I don't know how that rule came about, but every game that Naughty Dog makes now, you have to be a kid. All right? So you start out as a kid, as Nathan Drake is a kid, and his brother is trying to get you out of a place, a little church place or whatever. All right, and he tries over and over again to kill his little brother. So there's a lot of attempts of murder on children. So if you like murdering children, then the game is actually, that's a plus. If you're against it, you might think to yourself, well, I'm not real crazy about all the murder killing of kids. So that is maybe a plus, maybe a negative. I don't know. That's your call. Here's another positive and negative. I'm not sure what to make of it. But Nathan, this is not Nathan. This is Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, no penis. So Nathan, right? He has a haircut. Now, it's exquisitely done. If you're in snow will actually land in his hair. But the problem is he's got this haircut, which I personally, I call it the douche poof. And the douche poof is like, everything is pretty flat around the hair, but at the front it goes poof, like that. That's what Nathan Drake has. So to me, it's a little annoying. To some people, they might be fine with it. I don't know. That's a positive and negative. I'm not sure about. So, my overall take on the game, I would definitely say it is a good game. I mean, it tackles issues, younger men with, older guys go on adventures. They watch each other's back all the time. They kind of, cover each other, if you know what I mean. Laying rope here and there, so to speak. So, that's a nice issue most video games don't cover. So I would definitely say you could, especially if you're really obsessed with it, you could lose a whole week's of sleep, a whole week's worth of sleep if you want to. I won't judge you if you do that. In fact, I'll judge you in a positive way. I'll be like, yeah, go do that. Stay the fuck awake. That's good. I got my coffee. I'm sure you have your coffee. Keep yourself awake. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, and try to appreciate the damn models, the 3D stuff. Those poor guys, they're sad. All right, but anyways, I'd say it's worth losing a lot of sleep. This is Tomb Raider. This is not that. But play Uncharted 4. It's called Drake's Going for Treasure Again or something like that. Try not to get a douche poof. All right. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.